Go to the new for BMW and Porsche Vocala. I'm Scotty, one of the BMW and Porsche product geniuses over here. And today we're going to be taking a look at the beautiful, all-new redesigned 2020 BMW 740i. Now the 740i is going to be powered by an inline six-cylinder turbocharged engine that generates about 335 horsepower and about 332 foot-pounds of torque. And of course, this one for 2020 saw a lot of design changes, even technology changes, and we're going to dive right into some of that stuff in just a moment over here. But that power, that 335 horsepower, is going to be sent to the rear wheels with an 8-speed automatic transmission. But diving into some of the redesign changes that we saw in 2020, of course, to match some of the technology changes that were in some of the other models, of course, we have an all-new redesigned rear end. Of course, we can see kind of much more aggressive rear bumpers down below because this has the M Sport package, but we now have almost a single-piece design taillight, but still having that signature almost like hockey puck L design of the taillight that BMWs have. But the 7 Series is the only one that has that little strip going across. So you can tell a 7 Series from any other BMW with just that little strip of light right over there. Of course, this one also has the extended shadowline trim, which means, of course, the little side go along the side, which is also newly redesigned, which is much larger, kind of more of aggressive angle as well to it, just making it look a little more muscular, is in a black chrome. The window trim along the side of the car is all in gloss black, as same as the lower mirror housing. Of course, that little line down below is continuing right over here. It's just all very nice. And if we come to the front of the car is where I saw the most drastic change, of course, to the design of the vehicle. We do have 19-inch wheels, so plenty of meat on the tire there to still absorb plenty of bumps. The 20-inch ones can get even occasionally pretty rough there, but the 19s are just perfect. But the front end is a much, much more aggressive design. Of course, we have the larger kidney grills in the front, which open and close based on the needs of the cooling for the engine. But we have these larger kind of brake ducts that feed in right over here that can, let me go ahead and get out of the light there, that open up on either side, of course, to kind of help redirect air towards the brake ducts that can also open or close. We have little air curtains that redirect air from along the sides of the wheel wells as opposed to just directly into the tire. Of course, once again, that really helps with wind noise. And of course, we have twin oil coolers on either side, which is really nice as well. Once again, if the car does need that extra engine cooling, this car is very capable of doing so. Now, this car is also going to be equipped with the Driving Assistance Pro package. Now, that gives us, of course, this little radar right down over here, which means that this car is going to have active cruise control with lane keep assist. And we're going to dive into some of that things right over there. Of course, we have the newly redesigned headlamps, which are a little narrow. Once again, just bringing more aggression to that body line right over here and just kind of feeding into the kidney grills, giving more, instead of just having the full circle, we have kind of the more cut angular light design. Very sharp. Of course, they did make a lot of things standard for 2020, including things such as soft closed doors, Nappa leather seats, which previously on the 740s came standard with Dakota leather, so it's a much softer leather. 20-way adjustable multi-contour seats, so of course we can adjust the height, tilt, thigh support, headrest, pitch of your back, pitch of your upper back, bolsters, as well as 4 ways of lumbar adjustment. I think I also forgot to mention forward and back on the seat right over here, but really nice, a lot of adjustments on that became standard. Of course, going on past that, this car is also equipped with the ventilated seat option, which at the time of this build is a standalone option, as we can see right over here. And we also do have the heated seats. You can turn them on at the same time, so if you want to be nice and warm, but you don't want to get sweaty or anything like that. Now, I did want to mention, of course, the active cruise control, which once again saw an update for 2020. So not only does it just maintain the distance to the car in front of you, but also maintains lane composure. So it can actually do all the steering adjustments for you and hands-free for up to 50 seconds. So it's a really cool system. Of course, we can change the distance of the car in front of us using these little buttons right over here. We can, of course, choose between the different modes. Maybe you don't want the steering or you do want the steering. So pretty darn cool. Of course, we can't activate it at this low speed right there. But let's see. Pretty darn cool. Lots of really nice design changes in here as well. As you can see, I can cycle between the two. Pretty darn cool stuff. But with some of the technology changes, just besides the driving aspect, we also have iDrive 7.0, and of course this new digital instrument cluster in the middle, which has kind of a more aggressive design to kind of the approaching, almost like dueling dragons, kind of coming together in the middle as opposed to just both going the same direction. They kind of go in opposite directions towards each other, towards the middle there. Just kind of a more sleek, once again, more aggressive design. And we can cycle through a lot of information, such as our driving mode, our MPG, our trip computer information, our horsepower and torque, even our G-forces, and then back to the media right over there. FM, AM, and satellite. And still the ability to store CDs. 2020, this is one of the last BMWs with a CD player, which is very nice to have. I'm a sucker for CDs. And you could store those CDs into the music collection and listen to them at any time. We still do have satellite radio as well, of course. 1-year subscription is standard with this car. Automatic headlights, automatic windshield wipers, automatic high beams are also standard. So lots of new standard features on this car, of course. With the 7 Series, we do have the dual moonroofs, one for the front, one for the back. This car also has the massage seats in the front, so I can hit this little bugger right over here, and it asks me to choose between multiple different types of massaging. So I'm going to set mine to back massage right over here. The infotainment system also saw major updates. We can see now we're moved on to iDrive 7.0, which is the latest system that BMW uses. It's much more touch-friendly, so I want to access anything. I can just literally access all with just a quick touch of a button. I can type wherever I want to go if I want to do Burger King that way, but even then that can take a little bit, just that's such a small effort like that. But I can do something as simple as find me the nearest Burger King.
I have found several destinations.
And I can combine the voice commands with gesture controls and actually like just follow along without really having to put in much effort at all. It's really darn cool what the voice commands are capable of, such as another example. Show me the weather in Miami, Florida. And it's pulling it up right now. Of course, new car and we're under a bomb shelter. It takes a little bit longer, but it's really darn cool what this car is capable of doing. We have all of our safety systems over here as well. So if I come over here, I can show the frontal collision mitigation, the side collision warning, the lane departure warning with the steering intervention. As you can see, you can customize everything. So if you don't want the steering intervention, you can turn it on or off. It's all very customizable what you're able to do with this car. Of course, I'm going to come on over to the installed apps here, check out the weather. There it is. Pretty cool stuff. You can even get detailed forecast. Really cool. But let's go ahead and take a look at the back seats, and then we're going to take a look at the trunk. But I did also want to point out one more design aspect that's a little harder to see in the rain and on the black car, but man, did they make that hood line so much more aggressive. Really gave us some sharp contours, and I fell in love with that the first time we got the redesigned 7 Series, and I was so excited to see that. They have these much larger kind of little dips right there, and a more aggressive hood line. You can see the bulges. They are much more aggressive on this car. They really just wanted to bring out kind of the sportiness that BMW really stands for. So as I come over into the back seats, which are absolutely massive doors to allow us to get in and out, with the largest amount of legroom, of course, in its class, we have this nice, beautiful wood trim in the back that continues all the way back here. I can close this. I can turn on the limo-style lighting, which is already on there. We can kind of see it. The camera effect is pulsating it. I have my rear shades as well. I can entirely change the atmosphere of this back seat to a much more private setting, of course. Really sharp. What a drastic change this makes. So I'm going to just do it kind of live. And it just opens up everything. Really a big change. Of course, 4-zone climate control, as you'd expect for a car. Coming to the trunk, of course. Even the 7 Series has its own style of mats. They're quilted and just have that little bit of extra luxury about them. Really just a sharp design on that. Pretty darn cool stuff. Of course, as we come back over here, the seats do fold down if you right there in the center. If you do need to kind of get through or push through like a big piece of like timber or something along the lines there, that's no issues at all. You can get that without a problem. We do have grocery hooks in the back as well. Your first aid kit can be stowed underneath here, which is where I'm going to put this little bugger. There we go. Right where it needs to be. The tailgate is electronically opening and closing, so I'll go ahead and kick that closed. Really nice stuff. Of course, all LED lighting exterior and interior for this vehicle. But if you do have any questions about this car, actually, before we even finish this video, let me show you the surround view camera. That's another thing they made standard on this car. They really made so much. As we can see, the premium package on this car includes the rear sunshades and the heads-up display. And then we have the front massaging seats as a standalone option, and the front ventilated seats, but everything else is all standard, which is really darn nice. But that heads-up display, of course, is going to show me the speed limit of the road that I'm on, the speed that I'm going, my media information, my telephone information, navigation information, everything you could ever possibly want. It's really a useful little tool to have as a driver. But as mentioned, I wanted to show you the surround view camera, which is this little guy right over here. Of course, it does also give us automatic parking, so I can parallel or reverse park us into a parking space without any issues at all. You can see right now I have the front camera, but if I shift into reverse, it'll give me my backup camera. But even then, I even have wide angle variations of each camera in case you're pulling out into like a blind intersection or something. It's really darn cool. Cross traffic alert, of course, with braking as well. And if we come down over here, let me see if I can turn on this light. We do have wireless phone charging as well as Wi-Fi hotspot built into the car. Heated steering wheel as well. But if you do have any questions about this car, or any other car in our lot for that matter, please feel free to contact us. We're always happy to get all your questions answered and taken care of. Other than that, look forward to hearing from you, and hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.